We are Kids for Hydrogen, an educational outreach nonprofit organization, and with your help, we will lead America in developing a sustainable energy infrastructure that will meet the world's needs in 2050. If you're like me, life is pretty good. I've got a comfy home that keeps me warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I have the latest cell phone and a big screen TV. I can run to the grocery store where there are aisles of fresh vegetables and fruit, fresh beef, pork, and chicken, and every convenience I could ever need. I jump into my snazzy car and get anywhere I'd like. When I run low on fuel, I can find a gas station within a few blocks of just about anywhere I am. And, if you're like me, you've read about global warming, the energy crises, and all of the doomsday predictions. And while you know in your heart that they're probably true, you think you can't do anything about them because it's a problem for the government, or you hope that someone will develop solutions that will make them magically disappear. So, you keep your head in the sand and you just don't think about these issues. Well, I recently realized that not only will these problems not go away, but by ignoring them for the past 40 years, some people think that we have passed the tipping point of turning them around. You know that these record-breaking heat waves, freezing temperatures, hurricanes, and storms are not freak weather conditions. They are happening so often that the weather has become our news. These extreme weather conditions are a direct result of greenhouse gases such as CO2 that have spewed into the atmosphere from burning fossil fuels like gasoline and coal over the past century. The ideal level of CO2 in our atmosphere is 350 ppm. Today, we are at 390 ppm. If we continue to burn the same rate of fossil fuels today for the next 14 years, the planet's temperature will continue to rise even if we completely stop creating all CO2. Global warming, now known as climate change, is no longer a future potential problem. It is a problem that is affecting the world today. Look at the devastating natural disasters such as Hurricane Sandy, droughts, heat waves, Hurricane Katrina, and others. They may become more common and more devastating. 98% of the world's scientists agree that global warming is a man-made problem that needs to be addressed now. According to many leading scientists and environmentalists, by the year 2050, our fossil fuel energy resources will be depleted and unable to meet the needs of the world. Imagine living in a world where we might be limited to using 4 hours of electricity per day or driving just 5 miles per week. How would we refrigerate our food, use our computers, and protect our families from extreme temperatures? We must begin the switch to alternative energies and alternative energy carriers. Everything from solar energy, the tide, and wind will be key players in providing the energy the world will need to replace our dependence on fossil fuels. Our addiction to these fossil fuels, such as petroleum and coal, not only cause wars and political strife and damage the beauty of our planet, but also contributes to environmental damage and a general degradation of our ability to live on this planet. But wait, don't put your head back into the sand or click off this video. There is a solution, and it requires you. In order to lower our CO2 emissions and reverse climate change, we need to embrace clean energy alternative options like hydrogen fuel cell technology. In a hydrogen fuel cell, hydrogen gas is split into protons and electrons. The protons pass through a membrane, while the electrons are forced through an alternative pathway. The opposing movement of protons and electrons generates an electric current that can power vehicles and your home. Not only does the fuel cell utilize the world's most abundant element, hydrogen, its only byproduct is water. This means that fuel cell vehicles have zero emissions and do not contribute to global warming at all. All major auto manufacturers have fuel cell vehicles, and Mercedes and Honda are currently leasing them in California. In order to reduce CO2 emissions, our goal is to get 55,000 people to sign up to buy hydrogen fuel cell cars in California by the year 2015. Once California creates the stage for the hydrogen highway and economy, the rest of the nation will do the same. It's going to take a massive effort to get the country on board. We can't think of our energy future in terms of our fossil fuel economy. We need to take the bold step to buy fuel cell cars and build a hydrogen infrastructure today. Not in 10 weeks or 10 months or 10 years. It will be too late. To sign up for a hydrogen fuel cell car, guests should visit kidsforhydrogen.org and click on the thermometer on the left side of the page. Signing our waitlist is not binding and is free. By signing up for a fuel cell car, you will demonstrate your interest and support for this technology. Automakers need to know that the public will support the hydrogen economy before they mass produce these cars. All you need to do is give us your name and email address. We need your support to fund our 10-day hydrogen fuel cell tour through California. Mercedes-Benz has graciously agreed to give us a Mercedes F-Cell. We will stop at major cities to provide educational outreach and demonstrations. At each venue, we plan to discuss the differences between hydrogen and gasoline vehicles, the importance of moving towards batteries and hydrogen, and to clarify general public misconceptions about the safety of hydrogen. We will also be displaying the new impressive home power system, the Joule Box, a smart energy system that is capable of easily integrating any renewable source, solar, wind, etc., and storing energy using both hydrogen and battery technologies. We are very excited to have the Joule Box on our tour. At the end of our tour, the Joule Box will be on permanent display at Kids for Hydrogen's headquarters in Santa Cruz County. The Joule Box will provide hydrogen for the fuel cell tour and serve as an educational tool. We hope that you will join us as we educate the public about a sustainable CO2-free energy solution. During our tour, we intend to promote proactive change to stop global warming now. Californians have an opportunity to lead the nation in smart energy use. Please help us by funding our 10-day hydrogen fuel cell tour. Thank you!